Hello, my name is Joe, and welcome to another episode of Joe's Technology. A friend called me up today and asked me to help him spec out a system that would be good for playing the World of Warcraft. But he wants one that's as cheap as possible, and I said, "Are there any other games you're planning on playing besides WoW?" And he said, "Nope. I just want to be able to play the World of Warcraft and be in my raids and not have to suffer a whole bunch of lag." So I thought to myself, aha, let me guess. Dealing with an old video card? Yes, he's playing on a laptop. Doesn't have the greatest video performance. So he wants to put together something that won't break the bank. Now the good thing is that the World of Warcraft has generally low graphical requirements these days. You can set it to medium settings and get a little bit better performance. So this PC is going to be one that's geared towards medium settings for a while. And you can upgrade it later if you decide that you want to spend the money to get the higher graphics. Okay, so let's get started. Now, whenever we're talking cheap, there's only one king of the cheap market, and that's AMD. And in particular, AMD has had its APU line out. The A10 in particular, the Kaveri, has been a winner there. So if you want to save money, and as you can see, it's the cheapest of all of these here, is the A10 5800K. This is a nice middle-of-the-road processor. You get both a CPU, which is quad-core, and you have an integrated GPU, which is built into the core itself. So that's all you need. You just throw that on the motherboard, and you're ready to play games with this thing, as long as you have some memory and some storage. Now, in order to keep our CPU cool, we'll go ahead and go with an aftermarket CPU cooler. Let's see. I have to spell it right. I know that they have these things. Ah, there we go. The Arctic Cooling Freezer A11. As you can see, again, not very expensive. We're going for cheap here. Cheap but functional. And let's see, in order to run this, we'll get a nice gigabyte motherboard. Let's see, what is it? The 2A68. Which one was it? I'm trying to remember here. It's the HD2, I believe. And the HD2 is also the least expensive, so there you go. For memory, we'll just go ahead and go with something really cheap. In this case, we want to have enough memory in order to play and have some good times, so two 4 GB sticks for a total of 8 GB of RAM should be plenty. Part of the reason why we want to get a little bit more memory here in this case is because, remember, since we're using what's called an APU, I forget what AMD refers to as APU being, but it's a CPU with an integrated graphics processing unit. Instead of having dedicated memory for the graphics the way you would with a discrete graphics card, we're sharing the memory with the system itself. So we want to have a little extra memory so that the game will be able to perform. If we have too little memory, if you only give memory for the game but not for the GPU, you're going to regret it. So spend a little bit extra, but at the same time we can still save some money here. As you can see, we're looking at DDR3 1600 RAM, so it's not the slowest, and 8 GB should be modest and plenty. So here we are. For $55 we can get the G-Skill Aries series. Now for storage, again, there's one winner that clearly wins out because it's just been so cheap, and that's been the Western Digital Caviar Blue. And let's see. I'll just type in blue and see it floats all the way to the bottom here. See this one here, the WD10 Easy EX, 7200 RPMs, and it's 1 terabyte. So it's around $50, and you get a terabyte of storage. WoW is kind of a porky game, so there's plenty of space for WoW to spread itself out. For our case, let's see. Let's pick something nice. The Bit Phoenix Comrade is a nice little case, and let's see, which one is it? Oh, Why do they all have the same name? Phoenix, why? Let's make sure this is the right one. Alright, so Bit Phoenix Comrade, ATX Mid Tower, blah blah blah. Does not include power supply. As you can see, we get 3 5 1/4, 3 2.5, 3 internal, 3 3.5s, ATX, micro, and mini ITX. So ours, our case, or motherboard, I mean, should be able to fit this with no problem. But here, we can double check. I forget the actual size for this motherboard. Let's see. It is micro ATX. So, as you can see, this case will fit micro ATX, so we should be good for the size of the motherboard for it. Alright, and then last but not least, we need to have power supply. Since we're using a GPU that's built into a CPU, we don't have to worry about powering a discrete graphics card. In fact, here, let me back up. So far, according to a PC Part Picker, it's estimating that we only have 199 watts for the draw. So just about anything we pick is going to be over for this unit. Now keep in mind, if you plan to expand this computer in the future by, say, adding a discrete graphics card, one that I would definitely recommend would be a GeForce GTX 960, which is a pretty decent card, and it would be a big step up from simply a simple APU. Or, you know, these AMD APUs are designed to integrate with the R7s, so you can snap an R7 on the board and then run it in parallel with the APU itself. So it depends on which route that you want to go. But let's see. There we go. There's only a few, and the cheapest of which is the Corsair Builder CX430. So we can go ahead and pick that, and we should have all the power that we need to power our 199 watt computer. It's a bronze certified power supply. Unfortunately though, for that price, it's not modular anything, so you're going to get a whole mess of cords. Now, since the World of Warcraft is no longer distributed, well, I suppose you can still buy it on CD, but really, who does? You just log in, say, here's my account, and you can download the game. So an optical drive is an expense we don't need. Choose whatever operating system you like. My guess is that my friend will choose Windows. Sadly, Windows is going to, here we can take a look. I'm not going to put it on my list, but as you can see, Windows adds to the price significantly. So it takes that cheap computer and makes it less cheap. Oh well. So here, I'll go ahead and I'll save this current part list, and I will link it in the description of this video. So this has been my quick little video for the inexpensive gaming station that you can use to play the World of Warcraft. And I'll tell you what, I like that total. It's a shame that Windows tacks on an extra $100 or so to that, but the computer itself is cheap. Enjoy, and see you next time on Joe's Technology.